Competitive Pokémon tournaments have been held as far back as Generation 1 in Pokémon Stadium in Japan. In the nearly 30 years since then, it has exploded into a worldwide phenomenon with competitions and championships. But there's a specific moment in history where the style of battling we know really took form. VGC, or Video Game Championships, began in 2009 with Platinum version, and used double battling as the official format. But Generation 3, despite being a perfect fit for VGC, got passed over. So that got me thinking, what would that look like? Well, I wasn't the only one. As it turns out, there's a growing community of players who feel the same way. When I learned about this, I immediately reached out to one of its leaders and asked for an interview. He happily agreed, and we even decided to showcase some battles afterwards, so stick around until the end to see how well I fare. This is the Pokemon VGC format Lost to Time. Alright, hello. Wait, actually, hold on. Alright, so I have a special guest here today to talk further about this video, so please introduce yourself.
What is up, everyone? My name is Nnico, and I'm an admin of the Orre Colosseum Discord. We do what is basically Gen 3 VGC. We have created this format to fill the gap of VGC previously not existing in Generation 3, which is the first generation with double battles. And I'm really excited to be here. Thank you so much for inviting me.
Absolutely. When I saw, I believe it was, what's his name? A pretty big competitive Pokemon creator made a video about Orre Colosseum. I'm sure you know the name.
Cool?
Jimothy Cool, that's right, yeah. I saw that video. I was like, there's got to be other people who made like content specifically on the format, right? And I came across your like hour-long guide. Very in-depth and interesting, and I'm looking forward to like re-watching parts of it so I can understand more properly a lot of it. Thanks for being here. I wanted to ask first, how did you get into Orre Colosseum format?
I played Pokemon since I was a kid. I was interested in Pokemon basically forever since then. And then when Gen 8 came around, Sword and Shield kind of killed single battles, which is what I mainly watched on YouTube. Then I came across VGC, and it was funny because I just didn't know that VGC existed before that. So I was suddenly very into VGC, and it made so much more sense, I feel like, to play it competitively. It's so much fun. It's like much more fast-paced than single battles, right? So when Gen 9 was announced, there's this time period where you're just waiting for the new generation, and I was just at home, like, playing Gen 3. I was playing my favorite games, Pokemon Emerald and Pokemon XD. And in XD, you have the post-game facility, Orre Colosseum, which like a post-game challenge. Then I realized that's like basically playing VGC in-game against the computer in Generation 3. I was just thinking like, damn, wait, this is actually like VGC, but it's in Generation 3, which is my favorite generation because I grew up with it. Surely there's got to be a way to play this against other people online, right? And I did my research, and all I found was that there's like Gen 3 doubles OU, which was not exactly what I was looking for. I mean, I guess it was good enough at the time, but even then I couldn't actually really find people to play it with. I found like 2 people who are also now in the community, shoutouts to LRXC and 44LOM, to play Gen 3 doubles OU with. So I tried to look more for people to like play Orre Colosseum with online, and somehow I ended up coming across this Smogon post. So the thread, the original format thread, which was started by Akiak, who founded the Discord. And so I came across that, and what I found was like a desert, basically. I mean, very fitting for Orre, but yeah, it was pretty dead. There were like a few people. Last messages were, I don't know, a month old or something. Like, there were like, people had played a few games, but they kind of abandoned it. And I was like, damn, I finally found what I was looking for. This is finally, my dream has come true. I'm gonna get a battle with someone. And then I pinged battle, because like in our Discord you can like ping battle to find other people to play with. I pinged, I didn't get a response. I pinged again, I pinged again, I pinged again. And after 7 times of pinging, somebody was like, okay, come on, read the room. Nobody's replying, like, you're not getting anywhere. And I was like, come on, please, like, I gotta play a game of this. Like, I've been looking for this so long, like. half a year or something, you know. And I played with Akiak and then also Mosquito, who had been there for a while, but actually never got to play. Just the three of us were there and just playing together, kind of setting like the foundation for the format. It all went from there. We started hosting tournaments and people were joining more and more. More people found out about it, and it has now grown into a pretty lively community with regular tournaments and a metagame that keeps developing. And yeah, it's awesome how far we've come.
That's what we like to hear. That's really cool.
Yeah.
There are elements of what you just said that are very familiar to me as someone who enjoys a lot of formats across the generations. The amount of times you enter a Discord server and there are people who are like, oh, here's a place that I have found that I can battle people finally, and there's just no activity. I think I mentioned to you in DMs, I help run Battle Revolution tournaments occasionally. It's one of the few servers I found that isn't a more modern, like a Switch title or something, that does have some regular activity. So it's great to see when communities actually start to build and get bigger like this. It's also funny, I did not realize that the sentiment was shared. I played some singles and some doubles of Smogon Gens 5 through 7, and Sword and Shield was definitely the point where I was like, I'm not really feeling singles right now for a myriad of reasons. So you just hopping out the gate saying that, I was not expecting that.
Yeah, when Sword and Shield just came out, and I was like, so that was the first generation where I was from the get-go, I knew I want to get into competitive, and I did play like Battle Stadium singles where you do 3v3. But then with Dynamax, it was so broken, and it was fun. I mean, it was like kind of broken, but still fun. But then I found out about VGC, and it just made so much more sense.
Yeah, it's not exactly balanced for singles. Yeah. So you kind of already explained what Orre Colosseum is, getting into it, and why you found it and everything. Looking at it more from playing it, sitting and playing it, what is it? How does it play out? And what is it like compared to other doubles formats, be it VGC or Smogon doubles? Where does it really have its own identity?
Yeah, like our philosophy is basically we want to recreate VGC, but in Generation 3. We kind of approach it in that same way. We do best of 3, sometimes even best of 5, because we figure it's more appropriate because it's actually quite a volatile format. I'll get more into that. We also do like one-day tournaments, which, you know, can be compared to like VGC regionals, those kinds of tournaments where you first have Swiss rounds and then top cut. And these tournaments are also open team sheet, which, you know, I think is very nice. It makes it even more competitive. What's so special about Orre Colosseum compared to other generations of VGC? So first, let's make the comparison to VGC. So Generation 3 doubles is the only doubles generation where you don't wait until the end of the turn to switch in your Mon from the back when one Mon fainted. You actually have to switch it in immediately. So that's something that a lot of players have to learn the hard way when they click Earthquake, and then they suddenly realize, holy shit, I have to switch in my Metagross now and take the Earthquake. Or they think they can just boom, and and then their Mon in the back has to take the boom. So that's a huge difference. And then there's another big difference, which is with spread moves working very differently. So first of all, we mentioned Boom and Earthquake. These are the strongest moves because they have no damage reduction, because spread damage does not get reduced if it targets the whole field. But then if they only target the opponent, like Rock Slide and Surf in Generation 3 or Heat Wave, they actually get a 50% damage reduction, making those moves quite unviable. I would say the only moves that are actually viable that only target the opponent are Icy Wind and Rock Slide, because Icy Wind, of course, lowers the speed. It's one of the only methods of speed control in Gen 3, and Rock Slide has that flinch chance. Protect is also even more important. I mean, Protect is already like the most important move in VGC, basically, at least when Urshifu is not around. And in Generation 3, Protect, so double Protect has a 50% chance, making it even more volatile, because it's not like it's in your favor when the opponent's out is a double Protect. It's actually a coin flip. So even though they just protected, if you want to explode the next turn, you still basically have a coin flip of them being able to protect in front of that. But that also kind of like helps nerf explosion, I guess. But yeah, so basically that's why we say it's more volatile than modern VGC, and we play our top cut matches, we play in best of 5, just to make it more, to even out the luck and everything. And then the difference to doubles OU, which is like the Smogon doubles format, so that also exists for Generation 3. And also our communities are, I think, quite connected. We have a lot of people who are in both formats, who love playing both. Yeah, Gen 3 doubles OU does not have team preview. You do not know what mons your opponent has in the back. They bring all 6 mons. There's no item clause, so they can just run 6 Lumberries. So yeah, it's quite different. It's not what I was looking for. It's very different from the VGC experience. They also, like, they don't have team lock. Like, sometimes they don't even have best of 3, but even when they have best of 3, they can just take another team for game 2, which we don't do. We don't roll with that. We really want you to commit to a team. That's another point, which is actually a big difference also to modern VGC, is we also play with item clause. And once you really start thinking about item clause in Gen 3, you realize there aren't really many viable items. Some people might think that's like inconvenient, but I think it's actually really interesting, because the limited options of viable items really, I think, pushes your creativity, pushes you to think about, how do I make the most out of these 6 items that I have to put on my mons? It makes certain items like Salakberry, which now is like super niche, makes them actually quite viable. Type boosters, even though they are weaker in Gen 3, they only give a 10% boost. They are actually still quite viable. Like Magnet Zapdos is one of the most common sets of Zapdos. So yeah, all of this, the immediate switch-ins, the different spread damage. Then there's other things like status, critical hits work differently in Gen 3. I explain it all in my video, so you can check that out. There's a lot of differences, but yeah, these are the main ones. Another big point of difference to other gens of VGC is there's so little speed control, and very crucial methods of speed control, Trick Room and Tailwind, do not exist in Gen 3, which means that base speed is so much more important. And which is why something like Persian, which outspeeds some of the strongest mons in the format, meaning Latios, Latias, Tauros, Gengar, is actually viable, because yeah, it's so fast, and it can put opponents to sleep. That's another big difference. We play with Sleep Clause, because Sleep is even more broken in Gen 3. It can last up to 5 turns. And you actually have Sleep Clause in the in-game Orre Colosseum. So we mostly get inspired by VGC, but we also add in some things from Orre Colosseum, from Pokemon XD. It's a bit of a mix. These are very big differences. And then there's something that's where we kind of take freedom from VGC, and we get inspired by what it's like to actually play on Pokemon XD. Because of course our format is based on Orre Colosseum, so it's basically like we're saying, if we play the format, we want to simulate Pokemon XD player versus player battles. And what's interesting about that is when you play on XD, you actually see your opponent's HP stats. So you always know what their HP investment is. And we also implemented that on the Showdown simulator that we're using for Orre Colosseum. Some people might think, yeah, I don't want to reveal my HP investment. That's fair, but I've never seen anybody complain about it. I think it's actually really cool, because if anything, I think it kind of nerfs the most common Pokemon, because it's more important to know, like it's more helpful to know like a Metagross's HP investment than something random that you never see. It's like, imagine if you were playing VGC right now and you play against Fluttermane and you immediately know, does this even have HP investment or not? Is this going to be fast, or is it going to be bulky? So yeah, I think all of this makes for a very unique experience. It's very quite different from modern VGC, and I suggest people try it out. It's really fun.
So As someone who definitely dabbles in alternate formats and limited play in various games, mostly Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh, I definitely, I completely agree with the idea of like, just because something looks like lower power or something looks like more limited, it doesn't, like, if you have like hundreds of options normally in a game, you are not actually engaging with the nuances and intricacies of every single one of those choices. When you have a smaller pool of, say, items in this case, you get to see how they interact in a much different way than if you are choosing between way more. So I mean, you're the expert here. I have not played enough of this yet, but from what I glean from other stuff I played, that makes complete sense to me. And there's also the illusion of like, you heard like when in 2015 VGC, when Chalk was the dominant team, people were like, oh, all the battles look the same, and from a spectator perspective, sure, like absolutely you can complain about that, but from a in the driver's seat player perspective, the little changes and nuances to your builds make all the difference and make the games feel completely different from one another. And I think that's something that over time people have started to understand a little bit more. But I think you were right to like identify that as something that people should not just write off immediately. I wanted to ask, what are your favorite things about the format? You listed a lot of nuances there, but what are your favorite things? And what are, as people enter the format and it grows, what are their favorite things that they say about the format?
So my favorite things, one thing is definitely that you can use Kanto Persian in this format. That's my favorite Pokemon. Don't miss me with Alolan Persian. That's an abomination that never should have been created. But
you don't like
I
Garfield?
love playing Persian. Sorry, Garfield?
You don't like Garfield, what?
Pancake face, no, I don't like it. But yeah, my favorite things, besides being able to use Persian effectively, is I think the most, what I love the most about the format is it's still not very explored. We are still quite a small community, and there's still so much digging that we have to do to really, so many mons that like we know they are viable, but we don't have enough people and enough time to like use all the mons and really find out their full potential. And I'm still looking at mons like, I don't know, Houndoom, Jinx, Jumpluff, and thinking all these mons are great and I want to use them all on different teams. And it's just yeah, we need more people to bring out everything that can be found in this format. So I think that's cool.
Well, this isn't exactly the Road Across America format. You know what I'm talking about?
Journey Across America.
Journey Across America, that's right, yeah. Not exactly using Rayquazas on our teams and things like that, yeah.
No. We have that as like a sub-format, like a subcategory. Like people talk about it in our Discord also, and we have run a tournament using that format.
Interesting,
It's not my favorite format. I know some people like it. I think it's a very it's a controversial format. I think a lot of people like it because they kind of, yeah, they knew it from back then when they were children. They saw the battles and all that. And then other people, they tried it out and they're just like, no, I'm not gonna try it out again. I haven't really played it that much. At the tournament where we had Journey Across America as the format, I actually just hosted the tournament, so I didn't play myself. But yeah, that's a bit different. Yeah, they use legendaries. You have an unlimited amount of legendaries, restricted legendaries that you can use. So yeah, but if you want to play that format, I also suggest you join our Discord, because our Discord is also the place where you're gonna meet people who want to play Journey Across America. Was there another question?
It was your favorite stuff, but also fan favorite things about the format.
Right. So you mean other people from the community? Or?
Yeah. Anyone, like people who join it and comment on, wow, after playing it, I really noticed this sort of thing, and I didn't expect to like that so much. Some things like that.
Yeah, interesting question.
I know it's a fairly new development, so it's hard to like really pick up on stuff like that, but I was just curious if there was anything.
I guess a lot of people like Generation 3. I assume. I think there's a lot of people who kind of have this Gen 3 nostalgia. So I think that's what they like. We play Generation 3 and then we kind of put like a VGC twist on it. Besides that, I guess the fast pace of the format with explosion, with strong earthquakes, that's probably something that some people also really enjoy. Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to think about that. Yeah.
I mean, and that's something that maybe to, you know, look at as people continue joining and playing, like, what are the things that people really end up liking about it? I think that'd be interesting to see.
Yeah, to anyone who's gonna watch the video, feel free to comment your reasons, the things that you like about Orre Colosseum.
Yeah, absolutely. My next question is, what's up with Latios and Latias? Why does them being legal make the format cooler?
Them being legal makes the format cooler because they're very viable, and they are very, like, in my opinion, they are the most glue Pokemon, or at least Latias, because it's so bulky. So Latias and Latios, they have such a great typing and levitate. Levitate is so important in the format because Earthquake is so strong, and they are an electric resist, which is not that common. It's pretty rare to have a strong electric resist. They have a lot of options. They're among the strongest special attackers. I mean, Latios is the strongest special attacker just by virtue of being so strong and having so many different moves that it can run. I think what's cool, also what's nice, is that they're not overly strong because they don't have access to Life Orb, they don't have access to choice specs. So you cannot actually increase their damage output from the get-go unless you put a type booster, and as I said, even those are only 10% boost. So most of the time you're not going to run type boosters, although there are applications for that. For example, you can run Magnet Latios, which is something that Akiak kind of pioneered, Magnet Latios, to be able to one-shot Starmie reliably. Yeah, like they don't actually, like, they're very strong, but they're not as broken as they might be in Generation 4 because they don't have access to Draco Meteor. So their strongest stab option is actually Psychic, and then for dragon moves, they have Dragon Claw. And yeah, they don't have Specs or Life Orb. So I think they're very balanced in that way. They don't actually one-hit KO a lot of things, but they are so crucial for the defensive composition of a team. They synergize very, very well with mons like Metagross, Snorlax, and yeah, their presence, I think, it's very healthy. They kind of stabilize the metagame.
Yeah. I think the sentence Magnet Latios to one-shot Starmie is a sentence you would not hear
Latios.
Oh, did I see Latios? Yeah. Well, Magnet Latios to one-shot Starmie is not a sentence you would hear in most other formats, so that is pretty unique on its own. It's also really fascinating because you see how much they've fallen out of favor in modern VGC after being such staples of it in generations past. So having a format that's so centralized around them is really cool. I am curious. This is kind of a side note. If there will one day be someone who figures out, no guys, actually you can use Salamence. It actually does work, but we'll see if that ever happens.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm not gonna tell you that you can't use Salamence. It's just you're gonna have to put in the work to figure out how to use it, how to build the right team for it. Yeah, it's just hard to use it. That's also a big difference. Another thing, like as we talk, I keep thinking about things that are different to VGC nowadays. Because it's before the physical special split, so that means only half of the types are actually special. So you have like only half as many options for special moves, and that makes ice coverage so much more common. Because if you're a special attacker, you want to have a way to threaten the Latis, because yeah, they are one of the top mons in the format. So you're probably running an ice move, and then Salamence just kind of gets caught right in the middle of that and is gonna get one-shot by almost any Starmie or Gengar or Latis that you will see. And of course Zapdos also is gonna run Hidden Power Ice a lot. So unfortunately Salamence is just, it finds itself in a very the metagame is not friendly towards Salamence. But it still has that Intimidate, it has Dragon Dance, it has good moves, it has nice options. You can make it work, you'll just have to work for it. And another thing that I wanted to say about Latias in particular, because yeah, we said Latios is the strongest special attacker. Latias is the best, and in a way, like it stands above everything else in terms of support Pokemon, because it has that great typing, that great defensive typing and levitate, and it's bulky, and it has so many support options. We have seen a lot of different Latias sets. The two most common ones are going to be Screens Latias or T-Wave and Swagger Latias, which is kind of like Gen 3 Thunderous.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's also what's nice about having the Latis. You have something that can act as a very, very solid support mon. If you didn't have the Latis, yeah, it would be harder to really find a good support option like that.
So, question number 5. What is the most innovative or creative development in the meta since people started playing this?
Ooh, okay, the most innovative or creative development in the meta since people started playing this. Good question. Let me think. I don't want to sing my own praises, but like a lot of people, they so like we have some players. So our top player Mosquito, he's very into like perfecting the absolute best team, right? So he's gonna use the same core all the time and like just kind of try to perfect the perfection. You know, he's kind of on that. So I can't really say that like there are like super innovative developments from him, for example. We don't have that many players. I guess I'm more someone who's trying to try out overlooked Pokemon. I've tried to make Persian work, and I think it's quite threatening. I've tried to build a team without Metagross, Ladi, or Zapdos, or Snorlax, and that also works really well. Let me think. Besides that,
I will make the comment while you're thinking, but when it comes to developing the meta and continuing to test it and stuff, the stronger foundation and knowledge that you have about the metagame makes all the more meaningful when someone does do something creative, because if the meta is untested and unsubstantiated about, oh, these are the top picks because we are theorizing they're the top picks and not it's been proven over and over again, once you get to that point where no, it's proven, it's been established, the creative picks doing well, it means way more. So it's good that people are still like, you know, double checking and making sure, no, this is definitely the best thing you could be doing right now.
For sure. I actually have an idea. I think the most like wow moment that we have had so far in the format was at our biggest tournament yet, which was Orre Cup 10 OCX, which the finalist, second place in the format, he actually brought a Perish Trap team, and up to that point, Perish Trap was totally a meme. I have tried it out, but it was not something I would have ever brought to a tournament. And then this guy comes around, he brings Politoed, Wobbuffet, Core for clicking Perish Song, and then having Wobbuffet to trap the opponent. And of course, Wobbuffet does not learn Protect, so it's really bad at trapping the opponent over 3 turns. It's not as good as something like Gothitelle, which you can use nowadays. And then they also didn't have Metagross, and they just had like a Screens Latias. That was also back when we didn't really use Screens that much yet. And they also had like Safeguard on Arcanine and Marowak. And that was really that was amazing to see that Perish Trap actually can work in this format, and you do have to respect it, and you have to make sure you're not gonna get trapped and brought down by the Perish song. And that was really, I think, yeah, that was probably the single most surprising development that people did not expect at all.
To the point where it is now a team archetype, and it's one. Is that one of the ones that we're doing today?
Yeah, I'm gonna use that unless you want it, but yeah, I'm gonna try it out because I actually never tried that team, but it's gonna be a bit fun. It might be messy. I don't know how well I'm gonna pilot it, but yeah, that's one of the teams we're gonna try out.
I'm gonna trust your execution
so, yeah,
on it a bit more than mine, so that's okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely still an archetype that is very hard to pilot, especially because Wobbuffet is just not very reliable.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's an archetype that can work, as was proven by this player who got got second place in a 64-player tournament, and I think that's quite an achievement. Yeah.
That definitely counts. I'd say that counts as innovative and creative. Next question is, you've sort of touched on this as well, but why Gen 3? Why not further back or ahead? And to be specific about this question, obviously, thus people who grew up on Gen 3 and have a really big soft spot for it, it is really nice to find a reason to play it competitively and more seriously. I'm curious, have you watched any I'm a Blissey or Papa Hefe? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yes, I've watched I'm a Blissey. I watched their RNG videos when I was RNGing in Emerald. And that was during the period of time before I found the Discord, and I was just playing by myself. I was playing Orre Colosseum, I was playing Emerald, Battle Frontier, like Battle Tower doubles, and just kind of like trying to play something like Gen 3 VGC just by myself, and I was watching their videos to RNG.
Yeah, it's content like that and formats like this that feel like a love letter to that time period and pouring more I don't know, just positive energy into it. But yeah, I'll let you answer though. Like, what I think from a mechanical perspective is what I'm asking. Why Gen 3 and not the others?
From a mechanical perspective, I mean, for me, it's really that it didn't really exist before. Sure, there have been these tournaments IRL. There have been tournaments in Japan. There was Journey Across America, and then there were some very, I don't know, weird tournaments in Europe that also existed. But overall, it's not something that really like survived, I want to say, in the online Pokemon community. It's not. Yeah, Gen 3 VGC didn't really exist previously. So for me, that's like the main reason that I just kind of wanted to create this thing or find people who want to play this thing that people, haven't really thought of yet. Mechanically speaking, as I said, there's just the limited amount of options is what entices me. Just kind of pushing you more to be more creative to succeed in the format. Also because it is new, so you have to like kind of be creative to really find out what works. And then it's just the Gen 3 nostalgia and it being the first generation with double battles. This kind of, it felt like it would be a shame if there wasn't also an option to like play VGC in the first doubles generation. I mean, in that sense, for me, it kind of feels like proto VGC in that way.
I think it's a really good way of describing it. Like when we think about when Pokemon battling kind of sort of found its more modern grounding, we think of Gen 4 and to some extent Gen 5 because they filled out a lot of the missing moves and abilities and items in that gen. But Gen 3, it's sort of what you said, like we had the Nintendo Cups for Gen 1 and 2. We have these big events that showcased what battling could look like, even if, you know, not everything was figured out at the time of those tournaments. But like Gen 3, all the formats that were showcased around that time were very different from one another, and none of them really encapsulated what Orre Colosseum offers in terms of a more familiar looking rule set in an era with very different functionality from the other generations. And yeah, obviously the nostalgia is very, very big for Generation 3. Yeah.
Yeah. In Gen 3, it was still very chaotic. The organization. It was not as professional as nowadays. Not saying they can still improve, but yeah, in Gen 3 they just like they kind of did whatever. Even at Journey Across America, there's some funny stories. But yeah, and then yeah, they didn't have like a consistent rule set that people used around the world or something like that. So they were still like,
Really? I didn't even know that.
no, yeah, I mean, you had Journey Across America, which was like its own format that I don't think was used before. And then before that, you had tournaments in Japan, which was at level 50, and then also, I mean, kind of like VGC, but I mean, of course, best of one, and then you had like tournaments in Europe, which don't quote me on that, but I think they were like team tournaments, or maybe that was just grassroots tournaments where they did team battles with each player bringing 2 mons. So I don't know. It's I don't even really know, but I just know they had some very varying rule sets. There was not much consistency, and of course, yeah, you didn't have the worldwide circuit, so everything was kind of locally. They kind of did their own thing.
Interesting. Well, yeah. All right, cool. And then last question I have, which you sort of, you've mentioned the Discord several times. Where are the best resources and information for getting into playing?
Yeah, join the Discord, absolutely. So the Discord has all the resources. We have a channel where you can scroll through basically all the resources. You can check out my YouTube channel. You mentioned the intro video. That's something that you can watch if you want to get up to date with all the differences in terms of mechanics. It's basically just a lecture, but yeah, if you just want to make sure you know everything you need to know before you get into battling. Then we have a website. I can send you the link for that.
Oh, I don't even think I knew that.
Yeah, we have a website. Mosquito went ahead, made a website, which was really cool. Besides that, we have like a Smogon thread. But yeah, you just join the Discord, you're gonna find everything. And if you don't know where to find something, you just ask, and people are always there to help. We're a very lively community. Many people have said they really appreciate how nice the people are, and I'm really happy every time people say that, because yeah, it just shows that it's working, and we're not stopping, and we keep on growing and keep on having bigger and bigger tournaments, and yeah, it's awesome to see.
The internet can always use more of that energy, so that's really great to hear.
Yeah. And our next project is having in real life tournaments, so meeting IRL and actually setting up a GameCube and battling against people face to face.
That is exciting.
Yeah.
Very cool. All right, so I think that's everything I have. I'll pass it on to you. Was there anything else you don't think you got to cover that you'd like to say now?
I think I've said everything. Just, yeah, if you like Gen 3, if you like VGC, make sure to try out the format. It's a lot of fun. We have a great community. We're gonna do some battles now, right? And we're gonna showcase some teams, but there's still a lot of things missing. There's still a lot of mons, a lot of different teams that are viable that you can use. If you think that, oh, why is this not showing? Why is there no Salamence here? Then, come to play the format. You're gonna see everything. You can try it out for yourself. And we still have a long ways to go in terms of exploring the format. So I'm happy about anyone who joins and tries out new stuff. That's really the essence of the format, is having people come together and just having new ideas and trying them out.
Sounds great. And yeah, we're definitely going to get into some battles and test it out.
So since we have 5 teams each, how about we just do a best of 5 and just use each team once?
I think that's good.
Very relaxing lounge music.
Yes. What is the other song from this game? I mean, there's obviously tons of good music in this game, but there is a particularly jazzy one that I can't think of while this song is playing.
Do you think? Do you mean the Real Gam Tower theme? The
That's up there,
Or
but
do you
that's
mean
not
a-
what I'm thinking of. It's
or a battle theme.
It's not a battle theme. It's it might be is it the pre-gym? It might be the pre-gym. Yeah. Dun 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 dun. Like the saxophone starts going crazy on that one. Yeah.
Right.
Metagross being a real one is clear pretty quickly because I'm like, oh, Tauros, I got Intimidate. Oh, wait a minute. MF Boom is a very funny name.
Thank you.
And Madville. Oh, I see you.
Yeah.
I have no point of reference of what I'm supposed to bring in first, so I'm gonna wing it. We're gonna see how it goes.
Just go with your gut. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh fuck. I know. Got the quick claw. Alright. That's bad.
Well, was that a 10% chance?
MF Boom. Yeah. Goodbye, my friend MF Boom.
Oh, the timer ball animation.
Hmm.
Alright, I'm going to assume that means no protect for me. You're really contemplating over there.
Yeah, I think I don't know, I feel like it's over, but let's see. Let's see. Maybe it's not over.
What?
Oh, not the attack boost, no. Alright. Spoiler alert, Metagross is not living this one. Even if it was max HP. Yeah,
That's the
this is
thing.
Choice ban.
I started playing competitively in Gen 5, so I'm not used to Boom doing so much damage.
Yeah. It's crazy. When we found out that Choice banned Metagross, and by extension also Choice banned Snorlax, Boom, beats max HP Metagross, we were like, wow, that's actually so broken. Like, it's supposed to be the resist. Yeah, most of the time it's only living at low HP.
Right.
Unless it's like Electrode Boom or whatever.
Yep. Metagross is scary. I'm immediately feeling it. At least the attack boost off of the Meteor Mash wasn't consequential.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we're not living the double up. Unfortunate. Oh, didn't double up into Metagross, okay.
Yeah, I didn't. This is partially because I don't actually know what Dusclops is capable of in this format, but it also just kind of felt safe. Because I knew I had a mana up.
Sure. Yeah, Dusclops is gonna have to make a miracle happen here, no matter what's in the back.
We don't live in a world where Shadow Sneak is a thing yet, so...
No.
Oh,
I should have
well...
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so it wasn't a terrible call.
Alright. GG.
GG. That quick claw was a very, very big deal at the beginning of the game.
Yeah,
But
for sure.
it is cool that, like, you're right about the battles, like, going relatively quickly. It feels like you can get in and get out. You can do, like, a lot of games in a session.
Yeah, I mean, like, this team, of course, is built around using explosion all the time. So that's gonna be faster than most teams. Alright. Alright, here we go. I'm gonna try to use the Perish Trap team for the first time. Wish me luck.
This is gonna be tricky. I love
Yeah.
seeing my boy Polytoad, though. How good do you think Arcanine is in this format? I haven't actually checked the tier list, I don't think.
It's really good. It's the best fire type.
I remember.
Yeah, it's the best fire type. It has Intimidate. It's the second best Intimidate user after Tauros. It's nice because it checks Metagross. It can one-shot Metagross. Yeah.
Oh, well, interesting.
I like
okay.
it. Okay. You got me there.
I was trying to be a little big brain. I was trying to be like, what is the not obvious thing to do?
Yeah.
Oof.
So I was trying to abuse the immediate switch, and I was trying to get a KO on Gengar, and then immediately put the Mon that comes into sleep.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's really interesting.
Oh, you didn't switch? Okay.
I did this like this is not going to work, but it's working.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Wow. Latias is bulky. Whoa.
Yeah, that's the thing about Latias. Max HP Latias is so bulky, and when it sets up screens, it just becomes incredible. It's basically impossible to take down.
And that Polytoad did not take as much as I wanted at all.
Yeah, that's the Reflect.
Oh yeah, you did just set up. Yeah, duh.
Not again.
I was like, it seems safe.
Yeah, that's fair.
Oof. I'm so sensitive to hacks when I just start battling. I'm just like, thank God that crit was not earlier. I'm glad that I didn't actually do something that was very game determinative. The low accuracy, the infamous hypnosis low accuracy.
Yeah, well, you protect it, so.
Oh yeah. This is just a sequence of me like making okay plays and then saying the dumbest thing I can afterwards. Okay, well. You'll be happy with this turn probably. I don't know, maybe.
No, that's not gonna work.
Oh!
The damp. That's...
Yo! Wait, that's sick! Wait!
Yeah. Yeah, that's why you use Politoed, because it has damp and it just prevents explosion.
That's so cool!
That's why Politoed Wobbuffet is the go-to Perish Trap core, because Wobbuffet not being able to protect means technically it just loses to explosion and has no place in the format. But with Politoed next to it, it does work. Yeah.
I'm just not used to damp ever doing anything. That's crazy. Oof. Oh no. I am now seeing why this team is good.
Yeah.
Oof, there's really not a elegant solution to this. Oh! Hmm. And it has leftovers. Oh no, wait, is that how Encore works?
Yes, that is exactly how Encore works in Gen 3.
You already know what I'm reacting to. I did not get to choose a target for that move. Oh, wow.
No.
That makes it so much better.
Wrong target. No.
Yeah, I don't think that there is a way to outpace this thing's health.
Let's see.
I think that... I mean, maybe I'm missing something, but I think that I had just lost, like, the moment you had set that up, because I didn't even realize what situation I was in there.
Yeah, I think, yeah, that's the thing. Like, you play against Perish Traps so rarely, especially in Orre Colosseum, that you just... When this player showed up at the tournament, people just didn't know how to respond, and that's definitely part of the success.
It's so fascinating seeing what this looked like in early stages. Man, I would have knocked out the... Ah...
Right, and it's Zapdos. Zapdos as the last.
There are not good options here. Like, you get to play me like a fiddle here. Wait, I think. I actually might have just made a mistake. I'll ask afterwards.
Sure. Oh, I think I think I know what you're referring to. Let's see if I'm right.
There was an objectively correct thing to do here, and that was not it. Well, I mean, it worked out.
I think that was a... Yeah, I could have switched. When you said that, I thought you clicked Thunderbolt, forgetting about Lightning Rod. But...
No, I remembered that. That's what I was worried about the entire time. What I was concerned about is if you click... Okay, you do click Waterfall here. If you click Parasong there, does sub block it in Gen 3? Because it doesn't in later gens.
No, it does not.
Yeah, okay.
It does not.
Because that was the only thing I could do to avoid that happening, but...
Yeah, right. I guess I should have done that. I didn't even think of that. Yeah. That was probably my play. Just switch out the Marowak into Wobbuffet, keep 3 Mons alive, and then... Because of course, if all the Mons faint to Perish Song, then I would lose. Yeah, I guess I could have done that.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, because I knock out the Marowak, then you Parasong, and then... So if you click Protect Marowak, Parasong, it's fine. But if you if you just did Parasong and not Protect Marowak, then it's a draw? Or do we rule it that you win?
Then you win. If all the Mons faint to Perish Song, you would win.
Is that how it's ruled in VGC?
Nowadays in VGC, it's the last Mon to faint wins. So like the slowest Mon wins. So I guess like Wobbuffet would win, but yeah, we do like self-destruct clause basically.
No, I prefer it that way, so that's good.
Yeah,
I think
I think it's fair.
I think the only thing you could really, yeah, it was definitely Encore, but like Politoed would have to protect so that there's a chance I don't hit it, right? I feel like it's the only
Yeah.
thing there. But it doesn't really
Yeah,
matter
and
if you
also,
get the mirror coat.
so self-destruct clause also means, oh, please don't get fully paralyzed.
Yeah.
Let's go. Nice.
That was so close.
Yeah. Nice. Let's go. I did it. I
Woo!
managed to pilot it. But yeah, self-destruct clause also means that if a boom wipes all the mons off the field and ends the game, then the boom user will lose.
Okay.
Yeah. And same for Destiny Bond.
Gotcha. Okay.
So what Pokemon formats do you usually play?
That's a tough question. I have had an issue for the past like half decade where I do a lot more analyzing and watching other people play than I play myself. I played a good amount of OU for Gen 5, 6, and 7. I never got like top of ladder, but I got like a little above halfway up each time. And I dabbled a bit in doubles OU in that time period.
And this is a team by Mosquito. So yeah, I'm really excited to get into this one. It's also the first time that I'm using this team. This should be fun.
I remember in Gen 5 and 6, especially Gen 5, when, you know, weather wars were such a really big thing. I remember I was using T-Tar and Politoed on the same team just because, like, well, they switch to their weather when they come out. It doesn't disrupt them. So it's like a half sand, half water team, or rain team. And I was battling against someone, they called me a weather whore, and they quit. The stuff they say.
That's a creative insult, to say the least.
The rage was funny. It's like those compilation bits of what is it? Salty Showdown noob loses to my weak team while they're using all legendaries or whatever. Those videos.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Huh. That's not what I thought you were gonna do. But that was a good idea.
Oh, that's so cute how Snorlax summoned the rain by jumping up.
It truly did a dance.
Yeah.
That sound effect is great.
Yeah.
Dang! Thing is bulky.
Clefable is bulky. Yes. That's what makes it the best follow me user. It can actually take hits.
It's like it doesn't matter what format the thing's in, it's always like really good. This is where spread moves would have been good if I'd thought about that, but well, kind of past that point now. Alright, so I assume I know how this is ruled, but I'm not sure. Wow, it does work that way. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, follow me redirects for the whole turn. Even if the follow me user goes down, you're still gonna target that same slot.
That's not something we would see in any other situation. That's very funny.
Yeah, there's so many unique quirks about Gen 3 doubles, yeah.
This is a very deadly situation. Like, I don't I don't know what to do here. Oh, okay. That's not what I thought was going to happen, but that is basically the same situation. Okay.
Yeah, we do kill the Latios. That's nice.
No! No! That was the... I made the wrong move. I definitely... Wow. Nothing... You get a free switch. Congratulations, sir. You get a free switch. That...
Nice.
Copium.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. Well,
All right, I think that is max happiness.
I would hope
this
so. If
doesn't-
it...
Yeah. Thankfully, I did not blunder there.
That was like the perfect play you could have made that turn two. The protect on Kingdra was such the wrong read there.
Yeah, I was really banking on you protecting and trying to set up the rain again. I mean, it was a fair play. I mean, Snorlax still had a lot of health. And judging by the Ludicolo in the back, you definitely needed the rain to be up again.
Yeah. Is there a way out of this? I'm trying not to just give up. But I don't see it.
Yeah, this team is deadly. Like, it's kind of crazy. When Mosquito built it, he thought he was just building a joke team, and then he went on ladder, and he just destroyed everyone with this team. And even when people already knew about the team, because at first they didn't realize it's gonna be like belly drum Charizard, it's gonna be physical. Oh
What?
wow.
What?
That's wow, okay. That's a bulky Kingdra.
Huh. I was banking on you protecting with Charizard there for no reason, so that I could do something, but I guess I just live instead?
Yeah, you live on one. Yeah, and then even when people knew the team already, he still beat people with the team, so it's pretty crazy. The problem is just that you cannot run all the moves that you want to run on Charizard, so you also have to choose between like return and like HP flying. And he doesn't even have space for Earthquake.
Yeah. All right. Well, I mean, since it's open team sheet. I don't even. It's not like I'm spoiling anything, but I would have had Surf.
Yeah. All right.
That's. I mean,
That's
like,
fair.
'cause, I mean, obviously, I don't know enough about the format specifics to be sure, but like the chance to miss combined with not hitting two targets is like earlier with Clefable, Follow Me wouldn't have made a difference. I would have just hit both, and that's. I don't know. Maybe that's hyper specific. Maybe you don't run into Follow Me enough for it to matter, but
Yeah. Basically, Follow Me is still pretty niche. We don't usually run Follow Me, so the problem with Surf then is that you only do 50% damage. So most of the time, it's not going to be worth it. But yeah, there are definitely scenarios where you can justify it.
okay. Yeah, because I definitely haven't done any damage calcs. It just oh my god.
Well, I mean, yeah, Charizard is faster anyways.
Yeah,
But yeah.
that's very funny.
And it's still behind the sub. Yeah, that was a fun one. And just to remind everyone that
I have
still had a mod in the
decided
back.
to be annoying.
Okay. I see, you're going for the stalling out your own rain win con.
Yes, exactly. Once I'm slower, you'll really get it, you know?
Let's let Medicham get the last KO.
Win with fake out. How often do you see that?
Exactly.
All right. Well.
Yeah, and by the way, this Medicham also has Psych Up to copy the boosts from Charizard and go crazy.
It's crazy.
Alright, time for the pre-Gen 4 Scizor.
This team is very layered.
What do you mean?
Well, there's something I'm immediately noticing about how I'd want to naturally play it. But you could easily just not bring the Regis or bring the Regis. It's like very different modes for the team. And I'm trying to decide what I want to do. Those cheers in the Colosseum.
Yeah. Maybe the most epic battle arena here.
Man, why is yours faster?
Yeah, that's because that's how the team was built.
Yeah.
The slow Zapdos.
Oh, I'm seeing the Digimon names now.
Oh, you recognize them?
Yeah.
Nice.
I played quite a bit of Cyber Sleuth.
Oh, cool. Yeah. The first one?
Both of
Or
them.
the Hacker's Memory.
I
played
Okay,
Hacker's Memory.
Yeah, there's it's funny, there's actually a community that plays that competitively as well, and I actually made a friend through that community.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, he actually, this is separate, but no, I'm gonna not talk about that while we're battle. We'll talk about it later.
Sure. I was wondering if there is a competitive community for that.
I got links for you later. Don't worry.
Yep.
Yep. I mean, that makes sense. All right. Now what? Very fair. All right, let's see how much this does. Too much.
Ooh, nice. That's good damage.
Yeah.
But you do get the speed drop, so now you will be faster. Yeah, it's a very bulky team. Oh, that does so much damage, wow. Oh.
Oh. Yeah. Unfortunately, I did not learn what Scizor did this time.
Oh
Oh
no,
my-
please. Ooh, that's bad. That is bad.
That is not good at all. I've gotten 2 freezes in 5 fights, 4 fights. We're on to fight 4. Bro! No!
Well, I gotta find a way to thaw out here to have a chance.
Oh,
Doesn't
well,
get the double, thank God.
unfortunate. Yeah, I don't know if there was anything else I was doing there about that, unfortunately.
That's what's fun about playing on XD. You have to keep in mind what the opponent has on their team. You cannot check like on Showdown.
Yeah.
And also things like speed drops and all that, you have to remember it. I love Regice's animations, by the way.
Oh yeah,
So
they're
static.
so satisfying.
Yeah. There we are.
I got options. I just don't know how much I like them. This isn't even optimal, but you know, we're just gonna do it. We're just gonna see what happens.
Okay.
Okay. That could have gone worse.
Come on. Ah. Unfortunate.
That is unfortunate. Sure.
Okay. All right. My Royal Knights, I believe in you. You can do this. Thank God I hit this.
Yeah, okay.
Let's go.
I was like, is there any universe this lives? I don't think so, but yeah, that was probably not the right move, but it's okay.
And so the problem here is, I don't know if Psychic would be enough to get the KO, and I missed the Hydro Pump. Wait, let's see.
Oh man, I should have just clicked Overheat. That's crazy.
Should have Psychic. Yeah, should have Psychic.
No, you definitely assess Regice as the right thing to hit there, I think.
Yeah. A nice play.
Oh.
All right, let's see. Can we get the kill? We hit it.
Okay.
Let's go. Okay.
Okay.
But I guess the T-Bolt will kill here. Yeah, GG.
That was close. GG minus like the 5 turns of freeze I lucked out on.
All right, 2-2. Time for game 5.
Yeah.
That's
a lot of new faces on this one. Well, by a lot, I mean
Yes.
2. Well, no, 3. No, Raikou, Hariyama, and Aerodactyl are all new.
I want to use Raikou here because it hasn't been used yet, but I'm just not sure it's the right matchup.
It's a little tricky, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Game 5, here we go.
Right.
And once again, we have a crowd cheering on us.
I don't know if there's a reason on this team to not lead Tyranitar.
No, yeah, that is most of the time. That's going to be your lead.
Oh, okay. Devour grass. Okay.
Right.
I did not expect that to be the play. Very cool.
Yeah, I mean, normally I would go for fake out.
I was absolutely just expecting fake out, like, automatically.
Yeah. But that was a mon I just had to get rid of.
Right. No, Swampert definitely, I assessed as like, oh, this is really good at this matchup.
Yeah.
I was half hoping, like, surely he won't think I'm ballsy enough to not protect the... That lived. Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, that's Gen 3 spread damage for you.
Yeah. I did not go with the safe play this turn. I mean, you could say I didn't turn one either. I've been playing pretty ballsy, but...
Yeah.
Stay winning. Oh. Oh. Huh. Man, if I hit the Starmie with... Oh, man.
That's an interesting play. You just activated my trap card.
Wait, what's the trap card here? Oh, wait, no! Do you have Facade? This is why I needed I should have checked the team sheet.
I don't have facade.
What am I thinking of?
Okay.
That either was ideal for you or the worst thing that could have happened. Okay, cool.
Well, it's not ideal. I should live this.
I'm not expecting the bulk that's happening.
No,
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you what. Normally Tyranitar would live this hit, because this Tyranitar is supposed to be super bulky and be able to soak up hits and just spread T-Wave. But what you did by paralyzing me is you activated my guts.
Oh. Why did I think Facade before... Man. Alright, yeah. Alright, cool.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank God.
Yeah, well...
Yeah, I was hoping either you don't go for it or you don't get it.
Yep. It is what it is. Fun fact, I have a very distinct memory. I was surfing over the water in Emerald, and I got into either... I think it was a trainer battle. It might have been a wild battle. And it sent out Latios. And I don't remember why, but I just wanted it to faint. Like, I wasn't actually trying to fight. It was weak. I might have just gotten, like, auto-teleported somewhere. I don't know. So I kept just, like, clicking Protect after clicking it once to just have it fail. And I got it 5 times in a row.
Wow. That's crazy.
Can't get that luckier, though.
I think at some point, if you, I don't know, get 6 or 7 Protects in a row, the odds actually increase again or something. There's like some kind of glitch.
What?
Where they will, at some point they don't get cut in half anymore. It's just like some random numbers. I forgot exactly what, but I remember there's something odd about clicking Protect many times in a row.
That's so weird. Yeah, I don't think there's any way I can win. So we're gonna end it thematically.
Yeah, we're gonna end it in style, yes.
Like, my best bet there is hope you get Parahaxed and Meteor Mash the Marowak, but I don't think it does enough, so...
I mean, your best bet there was... I don't know if Meteor Mash crit would KO. I kinda doubt it. Maybe? Actually, Meteor Mash crit might KO. So I think that was your play. Otherwise, maybe you could hope that I go for Bone Meringue, because for some reason I don't want to KO my own Hariyama and then miss the Bone Meringue.
Yeah.
Oh,
But those are
I guess
good.
Meteor Mesh. Yeah, that was fun.
I'm now all the more curious about how to make different mons work here, and like I don't know, just playing it in practice, stuff was living hits I didn't think they would a lot of the time, which I guess just comes from, you know, min-maxing bulk when you don't need as much speed or power. Like you know you're hitting certain numbers already, so you put the rest into HP and stuff like that.
Yeah, and just like not having all these items like Life Orb choice packs and all that, and stronger type boosters definitely makes things a bit bulky. There's all these high power moves like Close Combat, Flare Blitz, Draco Meteor. All these moves don't exist yet, so you don't have that many high base power options.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember you mentioning that in your overview, your lecture video, which again we've already mentioned, but everyone should be watching that if they want all the details and nuances and intricacies of the format. But yeah, I love this as an introduction to it, and I'm excited to play some more. And yeah,
looking forward to having you join some battles and maybe join a tournament at some point.
definitely down.
And
would you like
hoping that people join the Discord. We have regular tournaments, we have leagues, we even have a draft league going on right now, and yeah, there's always tournaments you can join, and there's always meta development that you can take part in. As I said, there's still so much to develop. So yeah, I'm hoping if you have a slight interest, you know, give it a try. I'm sure you'll love it.
awesome stuff. Yeah, cool. I think that's it. I think we've covered everything. So great. Thank you for being here, and it was a blast. See everyone.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you so much for having me. Shoutouts to the Orre Colosseum Discord, awesome community. I love all of them, and yeah, hopefully I will see some of you in that community soon. So
good stuff.
thank you so much.
No problem.